clock started. Apparently, we started 10 months ago.
Well, we started on Twitch too.
Well, we started today. We're live.
We're live. We are live. Back.
In the dungeon of brotherly love. Let's start off with saying, let's go, Buffalo.
Hope everybody had a good week.
Yep. Same. I hope everybody had a good week. Good weekend. Good whatever you were doing.
I'll say one national championship.
Yeah, there's that.
It was a good game by the Notre Dame.
Good game by the Notre Dame.
I think it was a fair game, not like the Kansas City Zebras like to play.
Yeah.
Congrats to Philly beating Washington. I was rooting for Washington. But
I was also rooting for Washington, but Philly looked good.
But the only thing I like about Philly is Barkley. I think he kind of got shafted in the Giants organization, and it shows what he can do when you put a good team behind him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I want to win whoever beats the Chiefs. That's all.
Agreed.
That's all I care
I
about.
do not care who wins as long as it is not them.
And then all these crybaby people, like, I'm not saying the refs are the reason they win games, but they're definitely helping. They are big plays that is game changers.
I'm not even saying I want them to lose because of the refs. I want them to lose because
Your division.
I want them to lose.
But they're your division. I get that. That's one of your
That's
rivals.
why I want them to lose.
And it's like, I did not like Tom Brady because the dude was good, but I respected the man of everything that he accomplished.
You got Tom Brady. Speaking of Tom Brady, new coach in Vegas,
Yeah, Pete Carroll.
Mr. Pete Carroll.
What do you expect out of that?
Welcome to Vegas.
Do you expect immediate impact or
No.
mid, short, long term? Like,
What I'm hoping is he is there long enough to put a system in place for the Raiders.
so I was thinking
Do
about
not
this.
have that, and haven't had that in a long time.
So we kind of talked about this the other night. Could you see them doing kind of like what he did in Seahawks organization? Get the ball rolling and then make a quicker jump to your GM and kind of oversee what he.
I could definitely see that.
Because he is up there in age. He's
I could
kind of
definitely see that,
so like
and that's fine.
right because you got your team lacks stability when it comes to the management.
100%.
And the only thing I'm sad about the NFL is if you look in the last 10 years, there was no job security. I've seen coaches not even make it half a season before fired. And before, they usually gave you, what, a 3-year window, I'd say? 2 to 3?
It wasn't a one and done. It wasn't a half and done.
Right, it was, unless
you had
controversy
the
happened, obviously.
Yeah. You
but
had the opportunity.
But you can't make change in a season.
Yeah, no. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for drastic change. I'm looking to see a system be put in place to where,
And stand by that system.
and maybe it doesn't take a year, because sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, you guys got pieces there. It's just you need
Yeah,
more
question.
pieces.
No, you can make change in a season. Dan Quinn did. They were 4-12 last year.
Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't expect that. Like, I'm not saying Pete Carroll's coming in and we're going to the Super Bowl. If that happens, cool. But I would like to see.
That's not happening.
You don't know.
That changed real quick. but it's
You'll be able to tell
that
by the
there's
time the season starts.
of the direction that they're going.
Yes, and you'll be able to tell if the players have bought in or if they haven't, because players these days, they don't buy in, and it's obvious.
Yeah.
Painfully obvious.
And it sucks.
But I think we have the group that no matter what, they all rally together and buy in, because the group is still the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the leadership that changed.
Mhm.
And maybe and Pete Carroll's been there, done that. He's been to the show. That's all they need, I think, to somebody to be like, all right, well, he may walk in there and be like, all right, well, this is what I see has happened. That's a problem.
He has credibility, and he's not afraid to call out people on bullshit.
And I hope and it's not necessarily the players and he called out. Hopefully he calls out Mark Davis on his bullshit.
But it's one thing I've noticed in the last 5 years, players I'm glad that they have opinions, but their opinions impact too much in an organization.
The star players.
Yes, and it's before you got drafted by a team, you was on that team until they didn't want you anymore.
Yes.
Now it's
they get to pick and choose.
Yeah, and it's like
that's not a thing.
No.
But I also agree because now the way they do contracts is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the problem. Because if you don't have guaranteed money, that's why a lot of them went out. But at the same time, you have to earn your guaranteed money.
You know, my favorite contract ever was, and I know not people are a big fan of his, but the Andy Dalton contract. It was incentive based. Basically, if he doesn't do what he said he's going to do and hit the numbers he says he's going to hit, he doesn't make the money that you ultimately was going to pay him.
Yeah.
And I know stuff happens and you can't control all that, but if I'm playing poorly, take some of my money away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get more money if I win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And not to sidetrack, but I'm going to sidetrack. I hope Mr. Tomas Brady takes Mark Davis to a barbershop or a salon.
And gets that hair did.
And gets that taken care of. Because his hair is... I don't know what this man's thinking. He thinks he's doing something.
So does Brady have his own box, or is he part of the Mike Davis box? Or
I don't know who Mike Davis is.
Mike Davis?
It's Mark.
Mark? Oh, my bad.
But I don't know if I don't know the answer. I'd assume he's probably with Mark Davis. But I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of the season he had his own box.
Now he's part of the minority order, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So he'll probably sit with Mark Davis, but he'll continue on, I'm sure, with his contract, so he's not going to be at all the games.
Because he's still doing the commentary.
If he's at any game, he probably won't even be at any games.
Is he a commentator, or does he just do like the CBS?
Fox.
The Fox Sports?
Wasn't he announcing today?
Yeah.
On Fox?
I didn't know if he was actually doing the announcing or just doing like
I'm pretty sure that was Tom.
They do the Fox Game of the Week every.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying
I thought
it sounded like Tom.
I thought he was just gonna do like the pregame stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see the pregame to see if it was him, but it sounded like him.
It was.
Who's your least favorite commentator?
Tom Brady.
Collinsworth.
Are you really on Tom Brady?
Collinsworth.
Yeah.
I don't mind Tom Brady.
He annoys me, but Collinsworth is worse.
Yeah, he's terrible.
I can't stand Collinsworth. Now I like Tony Romo, but then I don't like Tony Romo because sometimes his recalling plays does get a little annoying.
They told him to stop doing it, which I liked that.
There's times I did, but it got over too much. So it's like
I liked it at first because it showed how knowledgeable.
Yes. Because a lot of people didn't think, they thought Tony Romo was garbage. And honestly, the only reason why I wanted Tony Romo to stop playing football is because the way his back was. Yeah. If he'd have kept playing a couple more years, I don't even think he'd be able to move.
That dude be in wheelchair.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be able to move. But I liked this play when he called the plays out.
One more broken back, and he was probably paralyzed.
Exactly. And that's the only reason why I wanted him to play. Same thing with Tua. I wouldn't be upset if he stopped because he's going to ruin his after football.
Yeah.
Did you read the shit that he said? No. He said he has absolutely no plans of quitting.
Yeah.
And
he does. And he said he will not wear a guardian cap.
I just, man, it ain't worth it. Like, you're taking years off your life.
Unfortunately, he may not have plans, but I think they're going to tell him.
Yeah.
Because he gets, 2 a year?
Yeah.
And this year he didn't have ones that were as bad, but I'm pretty sure he had a couple.
I think the one that hurt the most was he got it, 2 years ago? And then the doctor kind of dicked him over and said, no, he's fine to play. They played the Bengals, and the hit, took was nasty. Yes.
Yeah, from the ground.
And it's like, and he shouldn't even been in that game. And it's like, this is a young kid that people forget. And you're taking years off your life, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the
Look
problem
at
is
Jim McMahon.
we can't say he shouldn't have been in the game though, because they went back and said that they did everything right and he was cleared to play.
Well, the one that fired the doctor.
I don't know, but like the NFL did their investigation and said everything
So,
was done correctly.
A couple of I listened to Sirius Radio or XM Radio, where the hell it is, and it was talking about every team does the same tests to where it's like they'll ask you dumb questions during the concussion protocol. What color is an apple?
Yeah.
And they know that going into the game to try to bypass this stuff, and it's like you're trying to help your team, but you're hurting that player.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're messed up, you're messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And no game is worth that, in my opinion.
And who else I do like is I do like Aikman
Mm-hmm.
announcing. Sometimes I think he gets. I don't know if
I
he gets
like him.
high.
Dude, I'm
or
pretty
if
sure he
drinks
is
a lot.
stoned sometimes.
Yeah, because they show him on TV. And he's just red eyed, just staring.
And
I don't know if he's high
he
or
says
just
some
drunk.
of the most off the wall shit.
Yeah, he
could be.
does.
I mean, he could be high
and that's
because
why I like him.
he has some injuries. But what I like about him,
He has some injuries. He could be high. He's got some injuries.
I mean, he has some bad injuries. But one thing I like about Aikman is
he could be high.
He was doing
He's
the-
had some injuries.
he was doing the game where Mahomes was like acting like he was
Oh,
running out
shit.
of bounds and then stop
Mhm.
and then go. And then the one play where he tried to slow down before he ran out of bounds and they hit him and he flopped. I don't know if you heard him, but Aikman goes, that man's got to stop doing that stuff. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I
who
agree.
else would say that?
I mean, he's a quarterback. He gets it because he understands from a defense perspective. What are you supposed to do? I think you always go for the hit.
You are handcuffing
what
the
it is.
defense more
Hit
and
'em.
more. There's so many rules for the offense that help the offense, and the defense are getting more handcuffed to handcuffed.
I'd say hit him.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites is the guy that started doing the prime games. What the fuck's his name? Kirk? Herbstreit?
Yes. The one that would do the college game days.
Yeah, I like Kirk.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
I like Wentworth too.
He doesn't do commentary though. He just
Well,
does the pregame.
For the prime. Like it was
Yeah.
him and Fitzpatrick and all them.
Yeah, but dude, that's just pregame. Postgame.
Right. But I like them.
I like all that whole group.
Yes.
I
Except for
always-
RG3. He was kind of weird.
I usually watch the pregame and postgame with them just because I've always liked listening to Richard Sherman.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I think they're still trying to tweak some stuff in this NFL, and I think they're on the right page, but you got to quit handcuffing this defense. Every rule is for the offense, and it's getting to the point where do you want the 100-point games? Like,
I think they do.
because, I mean, what teams really run the ball like they used to? I mean, used to.
Definitely the Eagles.
Well, yeah, but outside of that,
Definitely the Eagles.
you used to go
Who was
out
it?
and want to find that prime running back because that's what your game plan. You threw the ball on third down.
Yeah.
Now it's pass.
Them boys in Washington, they go for third and fourth, and they
Man.
were stellar at it.
Yeah, and then they kept kicking field goals. It's like you just did all that work, and now you're kicking field goal.
Today, that's how
Yes.
it happened. But throughout the whole season, to have those stats on fourth down, that's good.
Yeah,
I like it. That means you're aggressive and you're going for it. I like it.
I just hope they do the right things to make the right changes because the expectation for Daniels for next season stock just went up,
Yeah.
and I actually like him. I think.
Stock went up. Get rid of them. Send them to Vegas.
The Eagles tied the postseason single game rushing touchdown record today
Really?
with 7.
I believe that.
So his brother plays for what? Kansas?
I think so.
Jalen?
Jalen?
No, Jalen Daniels, and he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, do you think his success is going to boost his stock? because
Do I think his brother's success boosted his
Dude,
stock? No.
I would really be curious to see if something like this happens next year, because in our franchise thing, he transferred to USC.
yeah. But they say he plays just like his brother, and
He's bigger.
yeah, and I'm talking about with his older brother's success. Do you think this is going to help his younger brother's freaking stock when it comes to someone taking a chance on him at a higher?
I don't think that's going to make a difference because he still has to perform.
He's his own player.
Well, no, but
He still has to perform though.
he's good.
Okay, but that doesn't mean he's Jaden Daniels good. Jaden Daniels can come out here. What if he wins the Super Bowl? That doesn't mean his brother's good.
True,
Look at
but
the cars.
I mean, but they both got drafted high.
They did, but look at them.
But they were both good at college.
Well, I can't go by his brother's draft because he went to a new franchise, and it's hard to freaking succeed.
But Jaden Daniels' success has nothing to do with his brothers. No, I don't think so.
No, I mean, like, do you think
No.
that more people will look at him more closely versus what they would have if it was just him?
I don't think so. I think they still make him
Never mind.
earn it. And I mean, they may. Somebody might, but I think as a whole, no, I don't think so.
So Jaden Daniels is 6'4", 210. Jalen is 6 foot 220. So he's like
Oh.
muscle probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Jaden is kind of too big when you look at him. Like he looks real
Mhm.
small and skinny.
His brother went to LSU?
Jaden did.
No.
Jalen's from Kansas.
Right. I mean,
Jaden went to.
okay.
Because I didn't know.
I didn't know shit about Jaden Daniels till he won the Heisman. That was the first time I ever heard his name.
Well, LSU kind of dropped off, and they don't show really LSU games or nothing because I don't even think they was ranked, were they?
So, like, if I look at his stats right now, I don't even know that he gets drafted.
Yeah.
He's like 171 of 300,
Is he a sophomore?
57% completion percentage, 2,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, 12 picks. Nobody's drafted that.
Is he a sophomore though?
He's got 5 years worth of stats.
Oh, okay. No wonder.
Which means he's probably got 3 more years of college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably transferred 4 times.
Yo, Bo Nick's stats. Now that's one guy that impressed the hell out of me this year.
But I can't. I need to see his rushing.
He's from Russia.
So
There's been a lot of rushing.
he also had 93 carries for 447 yards. So he averaged almost 5 yards a carry.
That's not bad.
So he's a runner too.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
But then, like, I don't know what Kansas did either. Like, were they any good even?
They were ranked beginning
I
of the season
couldn't tell you.
in the bottom 25.
They were 4-5.
I have no idea.
No, I'm sorry. They were 5-7.
Good stats. Good.
Sam said hi, friends. Finally.
Oh,
Yeah, you're a little late.
no one's joining us tonight, which is fine.
Yeah, there's nobody on chat.
Just
Anybody out
talking
there?
to
Are
myself.
we just talking to ourselves?
You say I only hear what I want to.
Catch the fucking ball.
What?
Sorry.
Exactly.
You can't drop it.
Most impressive player this year.
Brock Bowers.
We talking about NFL?
Brock Bowers.
I'm gonna say Bo Nix.
Brock Bowers.
Saquon Barkley.
I knew the dude could do it. It's just the right team.
Brock Bowers.
Mark Brown did impress me. I didn't know much about him, other than I know Georgia was a passer-friendly system, and I will say Brock impressed the hell out of me. I hope they continue to work on his blocking because I think that would be a huge step towards the right direction in his game. Because if you can block and you can catch balls like that, like, freaking sky's the limit for you, man. Because you guys ran that 2 tight end system where freaking Mayer would do most of the blocking, and Brock would just go catch passes. But if you could keep him in there to block, it kind of hides What you
Bo
guys are
Nix
gonna
is a
do.
bum.
I don't think it's bums.
He's a bum.
What?
I know that's your division.
He's a bum.
Now, are you honestly saying that, or are you just saying that because he plays for Denver?
Because he plays for Denver.
Okay.
He's a bum.
How do you really feel?
He's a bum.
I'm done with you.
What do you think of Justin Herbert?
Bum.
I do think he's overrated.
What do you think of Patrick Mahomes?
He's the biggest bum of them all.
That's what I thought.
Did you?
I don't think Justin Herbert, in my opinion, is overrated. He just never has a fucking team.
I mean, he had Keenan Allen for a while.
He and now Mike Williams and Eckler.
Yeah, it's hard to say that. He did have a good team and did nothing with
And their
it.
defense sucked that
Why
year.
does my hand look like it's monstrous?
It does look huge.
Looks like that's a monstrous
I
hand.
want to test something.
And then it's gonna be like, why is
Last
that look so
episode.
small?
Last episode.
Well, why does my hand look ginormous?
It's the angle of the dangle. Maybe you just have big hands.
I don't though.
He got a little.
I don't have big hands. But if you look on that camera, it looks monstrous. That's like two of my hands together. I have little tiny hands.
I'm impressed. You can count the two.
I look like, you know, the Burger King.
Oh, with the
That's what my hands look like. Yes. But in this camera, it looks monstrous. Sorry. Where were we? I couldn't stop. looking
all
at
the
it.
bums in the NFL.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. A lot of bums.
Who do you think's the most overrated quarterback in the NFL?
The most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Ooh.
Starting.
Starting quarterback in the
And you can't
NFL.
say Deshaun Watson because that's the obvious answer.
I know it's not going to be a popular opinion in this room, but it might have to be Dak. It might have to be.
I'll disagree. And this is not arguing, but he has nobody to fucking throw the ball to except CeeDee Lamb.
If you look at his stats, I have to disagree.
Well,
He should have won
I told
MVP
you it wasn't
last
going to be
year.
a popular opinion.
No, and
No.
that's fine. I think
But
Lamar.
statistically, he was better than Lamar last year. And just because he plays for Dallas, they said, fuck
I
But
it.
we're
think-
not going by statistics. You just asked me what I thought.
No, and that's fine. And I'm looking at everything. Me personally, I think Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, is an overrated quarterback. On the flip side, he's one of the most athletic players in the NFL. He's a complete athlete.
Wait.
But as a quarterback,
Run the tape back.
yeah,
Lamar Jackson's overrated.
I think so.
I disagree.
And you got said
I disagree with both of you guys.
that I messed up for saying Bo Nix is a bum,
I didn't say he was messed up.
but Lamar Jackson's overrated? No way. No way is he overrated. I would say, now, if we want to take that out and continue down the road, I would say another one that might be pushing that might be Matthew Stafford. Just because, I mean,
He got fucked because he played in Detroit.
they got a good team out there in LA, and he's
They
not
were
doing
full
much
of
with it.
injuries.
They
Full
were,
of injuries.
and when they came back, they had a spark. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think he
There's
did
no
much to try to
way.
lead them, but
That was picked off.
If you look at stats and everything, like
Doesn't matter.
Jackson can keep winning like all these MVPs and stuff, but it's all about making it to the show and winning it.
My most overrated quarterback, thanks for asking, is Trevor Lawrence.
I have to agree with you.
I kind of forgot about
I
him.
think he's on the list for sure.
Now,
But to be fair, though,
Is
he's
that
also had a
him?
shit team.
is that him or is that all the dumb coaches that keep coming in and coming out?
Yeah. He's
I
also
watched
had
him
a
do
shit
a
team.
lot of fucking dumb shit.
Yeah, he does. But he's also had a shit team.
Yeah. But they actually went out and got him like offensive players. Like they went out and spent all that money on Kirk. They brought in Davis. No, and I'm not saying he's an elite player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Christian Kirk a stud? He's solid, but he's not a stud to say they can make or break
He's a mini stud.
He looked good in Arizona.
a
Like,
mini stud. I'll take that.
he looked like a top 10 receiver in Arizona.
I mean, he just really. They had. I don't know. I'd have to agree. He is overrated as a starter, but he's also had shit teams.
Oh yeah, and you go through that many coaches like
Right.
Baker Mayfield, like he's about to be on his ninth offensive coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the dude keeps kind of proving himself. But at what point you can't say this is your fault because you have to learn a new system every year?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna ask, but it's bugging me now. Why do you think Lamar Jackson's overrated?
As a quarterback, I think he's one of the best athletes in the NFL.
Was he not like the best passer the last 2 years?
I honestly don't know. I
I
know
think last year the only one that beat him was Dak.
last year
This
he,
year
he
he
passed
went.
the ball a lot more last year. And I thought with bringing in Derrick Henry alone with his talent and Derrick Henry, you should have damn near went undefeated. 100% honesty. And you let the Browns put a pommeling on you.
I personally don't think any team in the NFL should really go undefeated.
Raiders
It's too
beat-
hard to do.
Raiders beat them too.
Like
What,
it's,
Baltimore? Yeah, and like we're two of the worst teams in the league.
but it's gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Which
it's
anybody
definitely
can
gonna happen.
win. Like every player in the NFL is in the NFL. Like I hate the whole like when the Browns went 0-16, there was like, oh, I bet that Alabama team gonna beat you. It's like no.
No.
They're like, how can you say that? I said because everybody on the Browns or the Raiders or any other shit team is still in the NFL. Not everybody on that college team is going to the NFL.
You know what I just like to think about sometimes that just brings joy to my heart
What?
was when we made our preseason picks.
Oh God, we all thought we were going to the
Would you have
playoffs.
them 15-2?
No, it wasn't.
I think he had 4 losses. I think it was 13-4.
Yeah, I would say it was high.
Oh, yeah.
I was 11-6.
I think we were
you
close.
10.
I was 11 or 12.
Yeah. Matt was 13-4, baby.
But we even talked about it, and like all that was doable.
Till you still had Deshaun Watson starting.
Right.
That dude's a shit show, and I don't even care if we void his contract.
They messed up when they got rid of Joey, Uncle Joe.
Yeah, there's just no reason. Save a little bit of face. Tell him never to show back up, and just pay the man and move on.
You're gonna have to eventually
But
because he doesn't play full seasons.
and
So you pretty much get a rookie every time he comes back because he doesn't play full seasons.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I know he's not keeping himself in shape.
no, and all you're doing is you're pissing off the players that are on that team that are trying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that shit we're talking about. Like, look at the Jets organization. Do you think Aaron Rodgers was the best option to bring in? Like, that organization went south quick.
Must have been because that's who they wanted.
But
I don't know.
I meant, like, I've seen the team unity go backwards. That defense was the top 3 defense in the league.
I don't understand how the fuck that's not a pick.
I have to say that I was a fan of Aaron Rodgers,
What?
even when he took his dark retreat. But when he came out, he was a dickhead.
Mhm.
And then when he just said, "Oh, mandatory stuff, I'm busy. I can't make it to the mandatory camps." Like, what? I have prior engagement. No, this is your engagement, bro. And it showed.
I'm pretty sure Mahomes just got a Mahomes call.
Well,
I believe that.
Kansas City Zebras. So,
Hang on.
we've been talking about this whole rep and the Chiefs got him in the back pocket. I think it's because of Swifty.
Here.
Hand in hand.
Hit play. Watch that replay. They called this a catch.
We're going to take TV time out real quick. Listen to our sponsors. Dun, dun, dun.
The receiver doesn't even have both hands.
So, in theory,
I know that a simultaneous catch goes to the offense, but he didn't catch it. Xavier Worthy did not catch it.
didn't.
then the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, that should have been picked.
The ball secured the catch.
The Bills guy had the ball in
I'm
both
sorry.
hands.
Yeah.
The ground secured the catch for both of them.
Yeah, so it should have been. It probably should have been incomplete.
But
100% agree.
completion for the Chiefs.
That should have been incomplete because the
Yeah.
ball secured the catch.
You want to
both
know
of
the
them.
worst part? They even reviewed it.
They did.
The Bills challenged it.
Well, yeah. They had. I heard Patrick Mahomes' dad is one of the senior refs in the booth. But
Did they end up scoring?
all right.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
Most underrated QB.
Underrated.
It doesn't get the whether they started or played, but they saw the field this year, at least for a game,
Underrated.
or undervalued. You could say. Wow, the girls are being very loud in their
I'd
bedroom.
say undervalued, in my opinion. I think he was getting a raw deal because he came out on fire. I'd say Cousins
Yeah,
because they benched him and they're like he's in his head, and then they bench him for a game. But I'm like, is he in his head or is the play calling just not there?
that's what I was going to say with play calling. I don't feel they went to his strength.
No,
If you look at every season Kirk Cousins has, even with Washington, people forget that he played for Washington. He averaged 4,500 passing yards. a
yeah,
season.
and the one game that I think I watched a couple, but the one game I was watching, and then he got benched afterwards. He just looked uncomfortable because the play calling wasn't what he was. It's not what he does.
Right.
Like let him. They kept saying cut him loose, and they were not cutting him loose. And then you can't get in a rhythm. They never let him get a rhythm.
Right.
He's got to get a rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
and they would not do it. And I feel like that made him underrated.
And I'm not saying this because I'm a Browns fan, but like when they brought in Joey Flacco last year, and they interviewed him before he became our starters, most young quarterbacks don't have the balls to say this to a coach, but he said, "This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. If you let me do this, we'll be fine. If you make me do this, there's going to be hell to pay. Like, we're not going to succeed."
Yeah,
And
100%.
I don't know if because Kirk's a really laid back, really respectful, very nice guy. Did he go in and say, "Look, this is my dues, this is my dough"?
Probably not. But I mean,
But at one point, like, I feel
I'm sure they had those conversations at some point in time. They had to have.
back to kind of what we talked about earlier. You said Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't want to go the mandatory stuff, plans, this and that. I call this Brett Favre rule because it got brought up by players when I think he was with the Jets.
Who was it?
Mahomes.
He didn't want
What's
to.
the score?
It'll be 21-10.
Favre didn't want to show up to like the training camps and stuff, and they asked like some of the players got mad. It's like we're all out here doing this, and he said, and I think Michael Strahan like talked more about it, but he said, "I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I don't think I deserve more, but my body can't handle the workload that you young guys can do. And I think I've earned the right." And I'm not saying to, like, I'll do my own training, but I can't do this day in and day out. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but Michael Strahan came in and said, if you come out, if you show up to camp and you're 100% in shape and you're ready to go and you're on the game plan and everything else, I don't have an issue with it. Because in some ways, you've earned that right. And people don't understand the punishment that we take as players. And when you've been in the league that long,
I understand to an extent, but minicamp, it's mandatory. They're not even hitting.
I'm not talking about the man.
He's throwing. He's throwing.
I'm talking about he was doing this about the volunteer workouts and this and that. It wasn't mandatory.
Yeah, but I'm talking about he missed the mandatory camps.
Well, this is
Said
why
he had other things to do.
I'm talking about like if
Plus, Strahan plays a different position.
right, no, and I'm not saying that. I'm talking about like the volunteer workouts and the volunteer camps. that players get mad because they said, well, Favre acts like he was better and didn't have to go to those. And Strahan was defending him, saying it's all volunteer stuff, so you can't get mad at volunteers. Yes, you want the team unity stuff, but he was saying at some point, I think you earn that right as long as you show up healthy and prepared.
It sounds weird because you're talking over top of it.
Sorry.
Keep it right face.
But, like, you are trying, shut up. But you are, if you're showing up in the right shape and the right mind, I don't see an issue with it. But
You're talking about the stuff that's not mandatory. I'm talking about the absolute mandatory stuff. They're not going to. Even if your body can't take it, if you go to mandatory, run 50%.
I'm not talking about the mandatory. I'm talking about the volunteer.
I only said I don't care about the volunteer stuff. I'm talking about the mandatory.
No, I'm
mandatory. You should be there.
Mine was more of an opinion. Like, what do you think of that? Like the volunteer stuff.
I get that, but I'm talking about it's mandatory. You're supposed to be a leader of a team. Mandatory. You're there.
I think, personally, you should still be mandated to do a certain amount of the volunteer.
I agree with that too. There should be a percentage in your contract that you have to attend. Now, nobody's saying you have to go to the stuff that's voluntary and go balls out.
Right.
But show up. Talk to the team.
So that's what I'm going to say next.
Do a walkthrough if you have to.
Would you expect them if they showed up and maybe not did anything, but was like there for support?
They can be a voice. They can be on. They can be helping them learn the plays because that's what they're doing.
So
they're doing pretty much walkthroughs and learning plays and running routes. They can help with that.
The one thing I've noticed more about the young guys are saying about the vets and I'm not saying all the vets, don't take that there, but they're not willing to mentor some of these kids because, like,
Roethlisberger said he wouldn't.
Right, because it's like, and that's sad because they told him no one's replacing you. When you're ready to go, that's when we're move on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's if I've been the starter of this organization 15 years, and they draft you to be the future, and they said when you're ready, you can retire, but we want you to get him ready for when you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at the Packers organization, Favre was the starter until he said he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers took over. Rodgers was the starter until he said he wasn't. Then Jordan Love took over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the kind of stuff you want to see. And when you think you're above it, or like, no one's taking your job, dude. You got knowledge to share.
And that's when they say, oh, our bodies can't take it. Like, doesn't matter. Nobody's saying that. These young players understand you're 35 plus years old. They get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't show up until it's mandatory, and even if you show up then they're like, where have you been? There's no team rapport with you, except for the players that have been there. You should. I agree with Nate. There should be a percentage they have to show up for that. Whether they're doing walkthroughs, whether they're on the headsets.
Right.
Well, I don't think they have headsets in that, but whether they're holding the books, helping them learn the plays, or do something. But just to say, oh, I have previous engagements I got to go to.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
You can't. That's fucked.
I think Rodgers proved that he's a drama queen.
Yeah, and that to me says I don't really want to win.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he proved that when he kept saying, "I want players here to help us win a championship," but yeah, I take all the money.
Yeah.
So you have to build your team through the draft.
I agree.
So,
Well, that's enough about that.
I mean, there's no wrong answer here, guys. It's just opinions. And
My most underrated quarterback, Geno Smith.
No, absolutely.
that's a good one.
Absolutely.
He's very overlooked.
I had to agree with you 100% on that one. I forgot about that guy. Can I change my answer to Geno Smith?
That's why he's underrated. Everybody forgets about him.
They do.
I'd take that guy in Dallas in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Now, I want to see what he can do with a pass-strong offense. Like, just let the dude let
Let him
loose.
go crazy.
Because they got playmakers there, and I just don't think they know how to utilize them. You got one of the biggest dudes that looks like an oversized running back, DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that dude.
Josh guy's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's.
I just don't get it.
built weird.
Like,
I think his arms go down to his shins.
what impressed me was that Arizona game when dude got picked off and DK Metcalf chased him down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how many players
Yeah.
would have done that? They would have put some effort in, but I mean, that dude literally chased him down like 98 yards just to make sure he did not score that touchdown.
6'4", 235.
Man, that's a lot of man.
Make him running back.
He does have very long fucking arms.
Yeah, they go to his shins.
I think if he was shorter, he would have been like one of the best fucking track stars ever. I just think his long legs you can't keep up with. If he had them little legs just going.
True that.
Jesus Christ. He's 6'4" and has a wingspan of 6'11".
Yeah, damn.
And he doesn't look that tall on TV.
No.
I think he does. I think he just looks fucking huge compared to everybody.
I mean, dude looks jacked, but I honestly thought he was like 6'6'1".
I thought he was short until I saw him stand next to what's his face, Smith and Jigba, and then I realized how tall he was.
Makes sense.
Mark said hello.
Oh, welcome.
Finally,
Yeah.
Welcome.
46 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah.
We've actually had quite a bit of discussion tonight, Mark.
Better late than never.
Mark, who's your most overrated and underrated quarterback that starts in the NFL currently?
You know, I never answered that question.
Mark, do you have your pants on?
Underrated.
Underwear.
I'm trying to think of all the quarterbacks that currently started.
Mark said, I made it. LOL.
I don't know.
What about Kyler Murray?
I don't know
Trash.
because I don't think it's trash. I think there's
I don't think it's
talent
trash
there.
either.
Trash.
I don't think he believed in Kingsbury when he was there. But he looked better this year. He just didn't have the talent as what he had. I just think it's weird to do wears a sports bra.
Oh.
There's a pole there. Are you
Oh.
dancing?
Well, I was trying not to knock the truck right over.
You dancing? I'm trying to
Got you
think.
dances, go. That don't make her a... Mark responded. I'll read it. You guys can look at my Run DMC outfit.
Grandmaster Jay just had his birthday the other day.
Did you pick Matt Hollins?
No.
He
Did he?
scored for the Bills.
Did anybody?
Overrated. He said definitely Mahomes.
Oh,
I can't agree with that, Mark.
You can't?
No. Just like I really don't agree with Bo Nix either. I can't agree with that, Mark.
What, for being overrated?
Yeah. Bo Nix, I mean, he's solid.
Oh, but you said he was a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum. Mahomes is the biggest bum, but
But
he's
they're
not
solid.
overrated. They both do play really well.
I know he's not getting a shot right now, but Will Levis, I think he's a bust. I think Drake May's a real deal. I think he's going to turn some heads next year.
I mean, that's yet to be seen.
True, but I mean, he showed flashes with the team that that's basically rebuilding. I do think Joe Burrow's got it. Now, can they protect him and let him keep going? That's a different story. But I think Joe Burrow is a real deal. know my most underrated. I do like your Kirk Cousins answer. I don't think that Penix guy is going to be what they thought he was.
Mm-mm.
What's sad is there's talent on that Falcon team. I just don't think they got the right coach, or they don't know what they want. Like
That could be too.
they have no identity. So, Nate, you pooping?
Nate, are you pooping?
Come out to play.
Mark, do you sit down or stand up to wipe?
Oh, Jesus.
What about you? When you're shitting,
Well, why else would he wipe?
will you sit down or stand up?
I'm sitting.
You sit?
Fucking weird that
I
people
stand. I stand. Why is it weird?
I'm
It's fucking weird.
I'm gonna throw my back out trying to sit and wipe.
Yeah.
How you go? How are you gonna throw
It's
your
just-
back out doing that?
I don't
It's
know.
just not comfortable.
I like the back wipe front to back or back to front. I use my mud flap.
I believe that.
No, I don't. I'm kidding.
I definitely believe that.
Nate
Fair enough.
trying to instinct violence in us.
You've done that in a minute.
I did it last week actually.
Fair enough.
Duh.
Fair enough.
We'll get you a glass and go fuck yourself.
We just
You
can't.
share a glass of fair
All right.
enough.
Let's get some questions going.
Questions of what?
Oh, yeah, we got.
You got the boards out and everything.
What are we answering?
Was the 3 best friends that anybody could have?
I'll answer some questions.
What do you call it when a bowler makes 3 strikes in a row?
Turkey.
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 I'm not gonna write
Ooh.
that down.
Ooh, let's see. What are the? You can't look at the monitor either.
I'm looking at you, not the monitor.
He's gonna cheat.
What are the 2 national sports of Canada?
Hockey.
Why are you telling me answers, bro?
Oh. You said
I
you
mean,
weren't
with the
writing
amount
them-
of time that we got,
you said you weren't writing them
you
down.
guys can work together for these.
Oh, we can work together?
And
Yeah.
Canada.
Also, Mark said Aline, I guess. Definitely don't stand up. That's weird.
Hockey and lacrosse.
Thank you, Mark.
Nope.
Yes.
It's not curling or
No.
hurling? Little fucking shuffleboard thing?
Lacrosse in the summer, hockey in the winter.
Oh, I thought.
Oh,
Hurling.
oh. How many
I
dimples
wrote that down.
does an average golf ball have?
75.
Average dimple.
It's a between this and this number.
I'm gonna say between this and this. Probably like
That's what I got. I could be wrong.
Much higher.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
go high.
a dimple is on a golf ball, probably like 120.
Higher.
Higher than that?
I did 1575.
God dang. Okay then. Higher than 120. So
There
let
you
me
go.
get
Closer.
240.
So between 300 and 500.
Damn.
did. You sound closer.
Damn. I didn't think you really think it was that many.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. This will be tough. But what country has competed the most times in the Summer Olympics yet never won a gold medal?
In the Summer Olympics. And never won a gold medal, but competed in the Summer Olympics.
Trinidad, Tobago.
Sweden.
No.
Is
What
it a
would,
big
what would
country
they
or little
win in
country?
the summer?
The
I feel
bikini
like they
contest.
usually have a good swimmer.
Shooting?
bikini.
Oh.
Bikini contest.
You just it's men or women?
Mark said between 1 and 1,000. You weren't wrong.
Okay.
Is it a big country, small country?
Small country. I think Spanish speaking. Pretty
Brazil.
No. They win shit all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Summer Olympics.
Allegedly.
You the dude that's really fucking fast. Can't think of his name right now.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, there you go.
He was Brazilian.
Allegedly.
They always got fast sprinters
Why? Why, Nate?
because that country always produces a fast sprinter in the Olympics.
Why?
I don't know. Training well.
Training well. Bobsleigh team.
Jamaica.
Starts with a P.
Philippines.
Philippines.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta be.
You could say Edwin.
He hasn't competed in the Olympics.
Nobody's Filipino.
Allegedly.
Let's see if you know these.
Probably.
The Triple Crown Award is given to a horse that wins which 3 races?
Ooh.
That is the.
Kentucky Derby.
I know 2 of them. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna team, Brad.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. We
Not,
said.
not anymore.
Nope, we are.
Ah,
Okay, we'll work as a team. The Kentucky Derby,
yes.
the Preakness,
Yes.
and then
Preakness was the one I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
You know more about horse racing than I do. That's why I said we're working the team.
Damn it, I know this answer too. I'm gonna kick myself when I don't get it right.
Would you like to call friends?
You.
I don't know the answer to this.
Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and
I mean, he gave you a hint, really.
What? Who did?
You did.
I did?
Yeah. Touch that thing again.
Belmont.
Belmont. Yep.
Oh, you did
call
call
the
the
right
right friend.
Yeah.
Cheers, Governor.
Well,
He
because
gave you a
helped.
hint without giving you a hint. Ooh. Who has won more tennis Grand Slams, Venus or Serena?
Venus.
Venus.
No.
Serena.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Can't tell them apart of the twins.
Which boxer fought against Muhammad Ali and won?
That was wasn't that George Foreman?
No.
Joe Frazier.
Yes.
Everybody want to know what's Smoking Joe been smoking. You want to talk
You
some
know-
jive? I'll drop you in 5.
You
You
know,
want to talk a little more? I'll drop you in 4.
you know, it was really bad the day Joe Frazier died. I was listening to the radio. DJ, the radio station was like, "This is how he announced it." He goes, "And Joe Frazier goes down
Down goes Frazier.
What does NBA
for
stand
the
for?
last time." National Basketball Association.
All right, good. Good.
For the
In
last
what
time.
game is love a score?
Tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, okay.
I knew that one.
How long is a marathon?
2K?
Hours.
No.
Length.
24K.
Length.
24K.
Miles. Length and miles.
24K.
What?
Marathon.
24,000 miles?
A marathon's probably like 20 miles,
You're close. A little higher.
30.
26.
27.
26.2.
That's what I said.
I just need you for the point 2.
That's what she said.
Is 3 inches a lot? Like, if we're saying we get 3 inches of snow, ladies, is that a lot?
Just because I want to say it. What sport uses a net, a racket, and a shuttlecock?
Badminton.
Yes. Shuttlecock.
Which, I remember waking up in the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning, and that was on ESPN. That shit looked intense.
How many sports were included in the 2008 Summer Olympics?
Probably like 80.
42.
Nope. Lower.
Lower than 42.
32.
Lower.
21.
Higher.
24.
27.
Higher. Higher.
30.
Lower.
28.
29.
Yes. 28.
This is multiple choice.
A sporting event is held every year on Memorial Day. What is it?
Every year
I know this. I haven't scrolled down, but I know this answer.
on Memorial
They
Day.
did like a professional sport or like
It's held in the U.S.
Yeah, it's actually held not that far from here.
Not far from here.
is it NASCAR?
Racing.
That's a Kentucky Derby. Racing?
That's like Cinco de Mayo. or
Indian
something.
500?
Indianapolis 500.
I thought it had to do with racing. You got real excited about it.
I did. I went last year.
He puffed a half chub. I saw it. Looked about 3 inches of snow.
Basketball player Scottie Pippen has a word tattooed on his forearm. What does it say?
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Not
Not right, but what it is.
Just one word.
greatness. Love.
Second. Backup.
Bulls. Jordan.
Pippen.
Close.
Scotty.
No.
Pip.
Larza.
Very close.
What'd you say?
Pip.
Oh, I thought you said Pips.
I said
It's
Pip.
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 I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Obviously, I didn't know
All
that.
right, one more. Let's see.
No, keep going. Are we at the time limit?
Yeah, we're at an hour.
We can go.
Oh, what is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Tetherball.
No.
Soccer.
No.
Fuck if I know.
Volleyball.
A round of golf.
You know that?
Oh.
I was gonna say that ball that's attached to the paddle, and you just keep hitting it.
Well, that's why I said tetherball, because it was to a rope to a pole.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid the ball would float away. Float away.
Oh my God.
You can call me Brad.
You know what you do, Nate? You can be involved in this also. We should do like a newlywed game one night.
A what?
Like as a podcast.
Yes, like a newlywed.
So we
game.
can do it like, well, I mean, we can do it on like 3 different ones. Like you and Sam go the first one, and then Brittany and I do the next one.
No, I think it has to be like the same
Does Brittany
because
doesn't like to come on Sundays? So
what day does she like to come?
not Sundays. So
Is there a day she prefers to come and then the other day?
I mean, probably a Thursday.
No. Thursday date night, if you didn't know.
No, we bowl. Actually. We've been bowling.
But she doesn't even come Thursdays.
No. So really, there is no day. I should prefer to go.
But I'll get a game show host, and we can
That could be fun.
do the first half hour. Women get asked questions.
I feel like at the end of this, though, like Nate and I will be okay. I'm not so sure that you and Sam will be okay.
Mark, you want to host this?
I think it's gonna get real violent in here
No.
between. Oh, okay. Whatever you say.
I keep a diary, and I release my anguish in my writings now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh.
Brittany said, "Oh my God, I would come over on a Sunday." LOL.
So you'll come on Sunday, Brittany? Guess what? It's Sunday.
That's yet to be seen. When would you like? What episode are we doing this?
You know, Brad? I felt it right here.
What episode are we doing this?
I don't know. If we get everybody to agree to it,
Next week?
Mark, would you like to be game show host of
He said possibly.
not the newlywed game, but the how well do you know your spouse?
He said possibly.
You can't even spell possibly, so you spell check that shit.
He did spell it.
Yeah, he spell checked it.
So, well, let's try for next week.
I am off next week. Nate is off next week. I don't know if his wife's out of town or not.
I don't even know for sure if I'll be here next week.
Oh, you're out of
We're
town.
going on a trip.
That's on his favorite rocket ship.
Yeah, I don't know.
Going through.
I don't know when we'll be back Sunday, so I don't know.
Okay.
Little
We
line
don't have to do it
stop.
next week.
We can wait till you guys get back.
I don't think she's gonna want to come do that after we're gonna be gone for a whole weekend.
I say we.
Like the following week?
Oh, you said we can do it when you get back.
Yeah, we meant like
Yeah,
after
like-
you've been back for a couple weeks.
Like
Not the night of.
Yeah, like I just meant like when she's back. 'Cause I know she's going on a trip soon.
Well, let me look at. I gotta get with her schedule for her shit.
You walk in that house, you pull your pants up high, you look at it and said, "Babe, can we go over to Matt's house?"
So, Mark, you may have to be in next week anyway. If Nathaniel's not going to be here.
His name is not Nathaniel.
He's going to take
Yeah,
a trip.
fuck you.
On
He
his
will
favorite
tell you.
rocket ship.
It is Nathan Marie
Or
Bogart.
actually, he did not. Tell me
Matthew
that.
Rose.
What's your own name? Lindsay. You look like a Bradley Lindsay Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Bradley Caitlin.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Monica.
No.
Monique.
No.
Monique.
Monique.
What? Exotic.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Lindsay Moore.
No, why you keep picking the girl's name?
We always do.
Really?
Welcome to the party.
Never heard that before.
Bradley.
Why do you think he's Matthew Rose?
You do look like
That's a
a
good
rose.
ring to it,
You
too.
do look like a rose.
I'm right on top of that rose. Ooh, name the movie.
What'd you say?
I'm right on top of that rose.
I don't fucking know.
You know the movie?
Record.
I just want to say Titanic.
What's
No.
the fucking movie?
I don't know, though.
Somebody was saying in the chat.
I don't think anybody's gonna say it in the chat.
I'm right on top of that rose.
What movie is that?
National Lampoons.
Nope. It is 90s.
'90s. I'm right on top of that, Rose.
I'm right on top of that rose.
Nobody in chat's going to say it. Nobody's chatting.
Yeah.
That's true. No one said shit tonight.
Fucking tell us.
Don't tell mom babysitter's dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You probably never seen it.
You know what a good movie is back in the '90s? I know we're running out of time, but Adventures in Babysitting.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, when she went to pet that cat and it was a raccoon.
You know what's funny?
That shit was funny.
I didn't understand a lot of that movie when I watched it as a kid. And then when you go back and watch it, you're like, oh, well, that makes more sense now.
Yes,
That
yes.
makes
yes.
because like when she asked who was at the door, and she goes, a stray dog, and I was like, I don't understand that. As a kid, I'm like, I didn't understand that at all.
Right.
If you haven't seen that, Nate, that's a very classic movie. Classic.
Well, ladies and gents,
We bid you adieu.
that's been this week's episode of 2 OK Friends.
We will
Fuck our outro.
we will give you a cheers on the way out.
We'll give you a cheers. He offered his honor.
It doesn't look.
She honored her offer. The rest of the night, it was honor and offer.
I'm gonna leave with this. It doesn't look like it, but I really don't want Chiefs to make Super Bowl.
Fair enough.